Hi, I'm going to say something you probably haven't heard anybody say in a while. I've got good news about money, specifically about how much you can responsibly take out of your retirement account every year without running through your money, without defeathering your nest egg, without going kaput. For years, there's been a formula called the 4% rule that was considered like the gold standard for how much money you could take out in retirement every year. And it was in the 90s, a guy named Bergen, I think his last name, hang on, yeah, Bingen, William Bingen, like in the 90s, so about 30 years ago, came up with the idea that you could pull 4% of your entire investment nest egg out every year. And that will give you enough money if you retire at 65 to live till 95. In other words, your money will last 30 years if you only take out 4% annually. And that was the gold standard for most of my adult life. And I am very financially conservative, so I have kind of a fear of running out of my money. Well, guess what? The man himself, Mr. Bingen, who created the formula, has come back and said, hey, you don't just have to take 4% out. I've readjusted it. You can responsibly still have 30 years of happiness with your money by taking out, okay, I'm not going to say 20%, so don't get your hopes up. I'm not even going to say 10. 4.7% of your money every year. And you might go, but it is more money. It's let me show you how the maths. Basically, here's what you do to come up with this formula. You put all your investments together, you run the total, you see what your total is. Now, we're talking about liquid investments. We're talking about things that you've got, in CDs and stock market funds and things like that, mutual funds that you can get to quickly. Okay, we're not talking about equity in your house or anything like that. What you've got in your SEP or your employee pension, whatever you've got that you can begin to withdraw on when you turn 65. Okay, put all that together and hit the total of what your liquid retirement assets are. Okay, that's step number one. Step number two is figure 4% of that. Okay, and then figure 4.7% of that. You're going to quickly see you get out more money annually. And then when you divide that by 12, you'll get the figure for how much more you can take out each month to kind of support you. And here's how the maths on a couple of, see, I put my glasses on because we're talking about numbers. Do I look like a school teacher? Do I look like your 10th grade math teacher? God love her. Okay, here's how the maths. If you've got a retirement account of $500,000, with 4%, you could take out $1,660 a month. Okay, that's pretty good. You add that on to like Social Security or, your pension or if you've got an annuity, but you could pull out of your investment $1,660. But under this new 4.7, you can pull out $1,958 and not run through it. So, wow, that's $300 more a month under this new formula on a $500,000 retirement fund. If you've got $1 million, first of all, congratulations. I'm available for dinner anytime you want to invite me. And Barolo is my favorite wine. But anyway, if you've got $1 million, under the old rule, you could pull out over $3,000 a month, $33.33 under the old 4% rule, and now it's $39.16. So you're being able to pull out about $600 more a month, even if you have a less sizable portfolio. Let's say your portfolio, it's a hard word, is $200,000. You can go from pulling out $668 a month to $783. I'm excited because I'm going to get several hundred more dollars a month under this to pull out. And lately I've been doing a lot of thinking about finances. And you guys know I was worried that I've got a gap between what I was spending every month and what I was taking in. And I was thinking of all these ways to fill the gap, and like a miracle from heaven, the clouds parted. And I started seeing all this stuff about the guy had revised his own formula, and he's like, hey, Kim, you can live to 95, barring a disaster, on this money, and also additionally take out several hundred more per month. So that closes that gap a little bit. and was for me incredibly good news. So run your own numbers. I think there's so little good financial news. So run your own numbers. You might be getting like a little bonus if you're pulling out of your retirement every year. You might be able to pull out a little bit more and make your life a little easier on yourself. And the sum total, you can pull it out monthly or save it for something special every year, like a vacation or something, because we're supposed to enjoy retirement and we're supposed to also be responsible in retirement. And being both of those things, um, life enhancing in retirement and also frugal in retirement, requires a bit of a balancing act. So I was happy to hear that I could go from 4 to 4.7. Also, Thanksgiving's coming up. So one of the things I am super thankful about is I'm thankful for the growth of this channel and for all of you. And this has been a game changer for me this year. I just started this channel in May, and I already feel like it has given me, well, it's given me kind of a friend. I'm kind of looking in the eyes of a friend right now and talking. It's giving me someone to kind of unburden whatever I'm going through to. It's giving me a circle of people who seem to be really loyal to the channel, who respond to a lot of things, and that has been really sweet. It's given me a purpose. It's given me a creative outlet. So I am so grateful to everyone who's ever liked or subscribed or written a comment. I'm even grateful to the men who get mad at me sometimes when I say that they're not as totally necessary as they want to. Well, I'm even thankful to the men who have been a little bit like, at a couple of the topics that I've come up with. I'm thankful for all of you guys. So have a great holiday season, and I'll be posting again soon. If I have a rough Thanksgiving, then I'll be telling you guys about it soon because, hey, you're my confidants. Thanks.